Good day to you all. So, yeah, here's another video. Thought about doing something different for a change, and gonna do an unboxing of Perry Miniatures Bavarian Infantry, 1870-71. So I got these in October for my birthday, and well, as you guys may know, and are probably familiar with, they ended up on my pile of shame or opportunity. And I thought about, doing a video on them to show you guys what they look like. So there's 36 figures in a box, and of course are plastic, made by the Perry twins, and they are tooled by Renedra in England. And the cover art is, as is in most cases, by Peter Dennis. So let's see what's in the box. Loads of sprues, of course. And yeah, let's get these guys organized. So we got one command sprue, and I'll go over them in more detail later on. There's two light infantry or Schützen sprues, and then you got your regular line infantry, and these are 4 sprues. And then of course you got something they put in these days, some card, which we're not gonna be needing. They always do a nice leaflet with information, and I'll be talking about that later on. And of course a sprue of bases, which I always put to a side and never use. So let's begin with the first sprue, the regular guys. And there's, like I said, 4 of them, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models, or 6 bodies on this sprue. And yeah, you can, I hope you guys can see it, you can build them in 2 different ways. You got your atrial arms. Does that show? No, not really well. So atrial arms without bayonets. And by the way, these are the pot wheel rifles, which are converted smoothbore, not smoothbore, muzzle loaders, converted to breech loaders. And then you've got your more advancing arms with bayonets attached. And the posers are all, yeah, they're basically all advancing. That's better. Yep, all advancing. Well, maybe this guy is a little bit more reserved. Now you got to, like the Prussian box set, you got to glue this backpack. Well, the Prussians don't have a backpack, but the Bavarians in this case have a backpack with part of their overcoat. So you got to glue that on the back, and the front already has a part of the overcoat. And yeah, it's quite easy to do. Now they come with several head options. So if I count correctly, there's 6 helmeted heads. Yes. And there are also 6 with their field caps. So there's plenty of options. Now, as you may notice, the helmeted heads are cast, or they're tooled, I should say, to the side. So And I'm not sure if you guys have any other Perry miniature sets. For example, the American Civil War Zouaves. They also got some of those heads tooled like this. And yeah, they will be having a mold line running along the side of their face, which can be quite annoying, but I've got some build examples, which I will show at the end of the video, and I'll let you be the judge of whether that's acceptable or not. So, first sprue, and then we're gonna continue to the light infantry. And there's 4 bodies, if you don't count the casualty there in the middle. And yeah, the uniform for both of them is basically the same. The only difference is with their helmets. I don't know if it's showing up, but there's a small sort of feather on the left side of their helmets, which indicates they're light infantry. So you might want to pay attention to that. And otherwise, yeah, these guys are armed with the Werder rifle, which came into service just prior to the war against France. And it's, yeah, basically accepted that this was the best rifle in the war. And at the outset of the war, not all Bavarian units would have a Werder rifle. In fact, only several light battalions received them. But as the war progressed, yeah, more units received them. And yeah, if I got it correctly, when the war ended, it was also quickly replaced by another better rifle. So yeah. Yeah, so these are more in skirmishing poses, firing, reloading, that kind of thing. You got your packs and your bayonet scabbards, which come separate. And like with the regular line infantry, you got to glue a backpack with a part of the overcoat to the backside. And it's also got a couple of heads with field caps. And as with the other 2 Franco Prussian War sets, the French and the Prussians, there's also a casualty figure, which is good because you can put it on a base, on a casualty marker, for example. So, last sprue, which is the command frame, and you only get one of them, and you will be able to make a drummer, a trumpeter, flag bearer, and an officer. Now you can always order these separately if you want from Perry Miniatures, if you want to maybe create some more battalions. And yeah, detail is good. There's a lion symbol on top of the flagpole. And the officer can have his hand or his saber in a scabbard, or in his hand with an empty scabbard at his side. So that'll give you a couple more options. Now, detail-wise, yeah, they're just in line with all the other sets the Perry's produce, and they're great. I mean, yeah, what is there to tell? I mean, these guys have been in the market for how many years? A long time, and they know what they're doing. And of course, Renedra are also extremely experienced when it comes to tooling. There are mold lines, yes, of course, but as far as I can tell, they're not that terrible. Now I got some examples built prior to recording the video from another box, and they went together very easy. I haven't removed all mold lines, so it's my bad, but just wanted to put them together quickly so I can get this video out tonight. Yeah, I think they look great. As you can see, there's a small mold line still on this side of the helmet, and that's because, well, their heads are molded to the sides. Yeah, but if you take a little bit more time, you can easily scrape these away. And on the faces, they're hardly noticeable at all. So if you guys are worried that the way of doing that sort of ruins them, there's no need to worry. They're fine. You can just remove it very easily. So yeah, I think these will paint up very nicely indeed. Now, I also have a French soldier built, and yeah, scale wise they're evenly matched, which is good because you want the same scale in one range. But the funny thing is, when you put them next to some of the American Civil War figures, and I noticed that before, they're a bit bigger, which is, yeah, unexpected, to be honest, because most of the stuff Perrys do is, yeah, it's the same scale. But no matter, you don't have to combine these ranges or periods anyway, so you're not gonna notice, but I thought it was worth mentioning. So now let's take a look at the leaflet that comes with the box, and a special note goes out to Stephen Huber from Bavarian Miniatures, a small German company creating also Franco Prussian War miniatures. At the moment they're mostly doing Bavarians, but they're also gonna be doing some Prussians and French, which you may have seen on social media. Now here's some information about the organization of battalions. This is actually pretty useful. A color clothing and equipment table showing you which regiment got which color cuffs and which color buttons they had, color piping, which is very handy to have. And there's just some information about the organization of Bavarian battalions, some uniform plates, some information about the armament. So there's a little bit more information on the types of rifles they were using. Of course, you got some flags. I never use these because they're printed on this sort of glossy paper, and I always order mine from either GMB, I'm sorry, or Flags of War, which are a bit nicer. And here's an instruction manual. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about these. I hope you are too. Definitely give them a go, because like I said in my previous videos, I think the Franco Prussian War deserves a lot of more attention than it is getting at the moment. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.